Hey guys, and welcome back to It Girl in Review with me, your favorite YouTuber,
Jay Gibson.
and today I'm going to talk about The Conjuring: The Last Rites. That horrible movie. Spoiler alert, the movie was bad. Not just bad,
Real bad.
and here's why.
The devil has come to Pennsylvania.
Jack and Janet Smurl, but an evil presence has found its way into their home.
8 people live in this house. 8 people are not crazy.
And after all these years,
In nomine Patris, et Filii et Spiritus Sanctus, Jesus Christ!
I don't know how to protect you this time.
So we just got done with the trailer. I'm just going to give you guys the reasons to why I think this movie was horrible and what they could have just done better, honestly. Now, as I said in the previous video, The Conjuring was directed originally by James Wan, the first and second Conjuring movies. And then for some reason, he was pushed to the side and it was given to Michael Chavez, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, which is the third one, Nuns, and now he just finished this Conjuring universe, or just the Conjuring movies, I'm not sure yet. All Michael Chavez movies are horrible in comparison to James Wan, which was so original, so well done, so good. Now, the reason I think that Michael Chavez's movies are just bad in the Conjuring universe is because of misogyny. James Wan has a really unique way of casting and directing women to where they are still women, they still have their flaws, they still have all these different aspects to them. But one thing they are not just laying down and being dumb. With Michael Chavez, in all of his movies, whether it's a girl, whether it's a woman, they're dumb, they're making horrible decisions. Why are they making the women just seem like a damsel in distress, just stupid, ignorant, can't think for themselves? That's how Michael Chavez directs and helps to create the movies that are mainly about women and starring women. You notice a difference between Lorraine in The Conjuring 1 and Conjuring 2 because she had forethought, she had tenacity, she had gall, she had knowledge. But when James Wan left and it became directed by Michael Chavez, all of a sudden, Lorraine is not that bright. She needs Ed to make every decision for her, or if not every decision, almost every decision for her. She can make a decision for herself. She does not seem to have the knowledge or the power that she used to have. It's just a weakened version of Lorraine Warren, which is so disappointing and so sad, honestly, to see in this character. Now, with that being said, these are my thoughts and my opinions. If you differ from them, put them in the comments. Now, we begin in 1964 with a pregnant Lorraine and Ed doing some type of paranormal investigation at maybe a library or artifacts department. Lorraine goes, sees a mirror, the mirror breaks, and then all of a sudden that demonic mirror puts her into labor. Not sure if any of this is true. To me, I'll be hard pressed to believe if it's true, but if it's true and Lorraine said, hey, this actually happened in one of her books or, recounts from Judy, then I guess, but they shouldn't have put that in the movie because we had a young Lorraine and a young Ed, so they weren't the characters that we know and love. They obviously needed to get young versions of them, and it just did not hit the same because the acting of Lorraine and Ed is just so well done. Therefore, bringing a younger version in the movie of actors who just aren't as strong and aren't as liked just really start the movie off a bit rocky for me. She gets into labor, she has the baby is stillborn, and then Lorraine prays to God, and God makes the baby, Judy, breathe again, and so she's fine. Fast forward 20 odd years later, we're in 1986, and we get to see Judy as an adult. Now, Judy has the abilities of her mother, Lorraine, which we saw from one of the Annabelle movies, which we also saw from Conjuring, I think, The Devil Made Me Do It as well. But with this, since we have an older Judy, a person we don't know, you just think that, oh, she's going to be a passerby. Again, this is a side character as she normally is. No. No. Judy, played by Mia something, is the main character in this movie, in this final movie. We do not know enough about Judy in general throughout the whole universe. Therefore, making her all of a sudden a main character as an adult, we couldn't even warm up to her. They just said, oh, here you go. Here's Judy. Get used to her. Number one, the actress Mia did a horrible job. Not a good actress. Not sure she's a Nepo baby or not. She may be great in other things, but in this movie, maybe it was the direction of Michael Chavez. She was horrible in this movie as Judy. Her emotions did not emote to me personally and to people in the theaters. No one really liked it. I asked my friends next to me if they enjoyed it at the end. They said no, it was horrible. It was the worst of the Conjuring universe. I'm not the only one. I'm sure you guys heard other reviews. Now, Tony is the gatekeeper for the artifacts of Ed and Lorraine. That's actually a reality of today. I don't know if he's still alive, but that's basically what happened. Therefore, they had to put him in the movie. I don't know why, because no one gives a crap about him. We just met him. So this whole movie is about the love story of Judy and Tony and how they connected through trauma.
What?
Exactly. If you're about to watch this movie, do you think you are interested in exploring the story further of Ed and Lorraine, or do you want to learn about new people, Judy and Tony?
That's suspicious.
Exactly. You don't give no damn about no Judy and no Tony. Now, this final movie takes place in Pennsylvania with a Catholic family, the evil mirror that put Lorraine in labor early on. It somehow found its way to this house. They showed us how the daughters got rid of it, but they never showed us how it ended up in the attic all of a sudden. Just bad editing as well. It's like no effort was made. The possession starts happening. The father finally starts believing when he gets tormented by a demon or demonic figure. The whole family is going through traumas. And finally, even though Ed and Lorraine at this time in the 80s have retired because, again, we saw in The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It, that Ed started having heart problems due to his lifestyle or due to a demon, who knows. So he's having heart issues, therefore they cannot do any more exorcisms, really. But their daughter, who's hard-headed, the mirror spoke to her and she ended up there because a priest died. I'm just running through this stuff because it's just not good at all. So the daughter ended up at the Catholic family's house, and because she's their daughter, Ed and Lorraine run to her because Lorraine had a premonition that something bad was going to happen to Judy. They get there, they bring Tony, the boyfriend, who also proposed, so now he's the fiance. They try to exercise the house. The whole thing happens to where Tony gets injured in the leg at the end, and Lorraine and Judy both say, yep, just use your power. It's okay. Embrace it. Embrace it. After telling her multiple times throughout the movie previously to just shut it all out. Shut it all out.
That's weird.
Yeah. They exercise whatever was in that mirror with Ed, who that was his last exorcism. You thought he was going to die because that's kind of how they placed it in the movie, where his heart problems going to the doctor and saying, hey, you cannot do another exorcism or your heart may give out. Like all that, and you thought, oh, they're gonna kill a main character. They don't. The movie was too long, over 2 hours. It should have been an hour and a half max. I'm sure they shot so much and had so much footage that they just didn't know how to edit it all down. It should have been an hour and a half. Majority of the movie is not jump scares, guys. It's not you being fearful or you having suspense. It's not. Majority of the movie is a love story and how Judy and Tony connect and get closer together. It's not the usual Conjuring 1 and Conjuring 2 where you have just the main plot is horror. The main plot is to make you scared or to make you fearful. No. The main plot is Judy essentially taking over the workload from her parents with Tony. It seems like this Conjuring will shift to where it's Judy and Tony. But again, the actor for Tony was fine. But the actress for Judy was lackluster. So she brought the movie down a peg. So it went from like a decent franchise, which was like hit or miss, to where it was just bad because they casted an actress who did not fit in this film. Now, another thing, Judy was not smart. She was an idiot throughout this movie. It was insane. I was like, I'm sure Judy in real life was not a damsel in distress. I'm sure she was not someone who was weak-minded. I'm sure she had a strong mind, maybe scared of the things she was seeing, obviously, but I'm sure she was not making dumb decisions. Because in this movie, they made her seem like some young woman who did not have discernment. Outside seeing a ghost here and there, she was very laxy-daisy. It was just strange, and you would think that Ed and Lorraine's daughter would have a bit of discernment, a bit of understanding of what maybe to be cautious of going. Like, did Lorraine and Ed raise an idiot? Like, no survival skills? None? Now, lastly, Though the movie was too long, though this was just a love story between Tony and Judy, and we saw some Ed and Lorraine, some premonitions, a few jump scares, a few scary ghosts, which still was not scary because you kind of knew what was going to happen. The ending to where we just got a flash forward of the future of Ed and Lorraine and the future of Judy and Tony by way of premonition from Lorraine. We just got to know adult Judy and Tony. No one cares about their future. We didn't need a flash forward of what was going to happen in your lives, of the happiness in your lives, the grandkids in your lives. We didn't need that, y'all. We just needed a good ending. And they didn't give us that. And they couldn't give us that. This seemed like a family-friendly, safe horror movie. Now, do I recommend this movie? No, I do not. I've already given my comments and thoughts. What do I rate this movie out of 5 stars? I asked my friends who also thought it was bad, and they said a 2 out of 5 stars. This was the worst movie I've seen in years. This was the worst horror movie I've seen in years. This is now in my top 10 of worst horror movies ever. Now, out of 5 stars, I'd give it a 1.5 out of 5 stars. The casting of Judy was horrible, and you made her a main character, which you shouldn't have done. The pace of the movie was way too slow. The discernment and how women are showcased in these movies, bad because they're all dumb. The demon wasn't good enough, honestly. The love story was not necessary, and the plot was just bad. Those were all the reasons why I thought this movie was bad in about 5 ways, all right? Now, this was my synopsis and thoughts about why The Conjuring: The Last Rites was a horrible movie and should not be seen by you, nor your money wasted. Now, see you guys next week. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you comment, tell me why or why not you enjoyed this movie. Most of you, or all of you, better say it was horrible if you've seen it. Thank you so much for tuning in with me, your favorite YouTuber,
Jay Gibson.
on It Girl and Review, here on YouTube, Spotify, whichever podcast service you listen to. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next week for another episode. Hopefully it's more positive. Maybe it'll be a Brazilian movie. Maybe it won't be. I don't know yet. We will see. All right, ciao guys. And don't watch this movie, please. I'm begging you.